This is where the fun begins.
Hello there. How's it going?
Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here, and today we are taking a look at the brand new Star Wars The Black Series Mandalorian Privateer. I know, another blue Mandalorian. Yeah, I'm not going down that particular cringe cruise with y'all. All I'm saying is that people have been asking for random Coven Mandos for a couple of years, and it seems like Hasbro's finally gotten the memo, and we've got a couple of them coming. And apparently 2 of them blue back-to-back with something to scream and cry and crap our pants over. But not me. I'm amped to get this guy. He looks oh so cool. He's a Target exclusive here in the US, and he actually just came out today, July 21st, Sunday. But, of course, the review will be out on Monday. But that's because I don't wait around here at Hybrid Toy Reviews. We like to make content for y'all. Doing content is always super fun, so I'd just like you to note, there's a new table. I went to IKEA this weekend, too. So, yeah, we're always adding stuff to the channel here. Really digging the table. I hope to see some comments on that. But let's get into the review and see if the Mandalorian Privateer is a good pickup for you. Alright, let's start by taking a look at the packaging. This is your standard fare at this point, the new packaging, which I'm actually really liking. There's probably going to be a Topical Tuesday on it soon. Get your Black Series logo above a big window showing him and his accessories off nicely. Number 39, Mandalorian Privateer, Mandalorian Warning 4 Plus Hasbro. The side of the box features artwork of him standing there all dope as hell holding his pistol up. This side features your wraparound window, wraparound orange stripe, Black Series logo at the bottom. Way around back, Black Series logo again, artwork of him, his name, bio, pause and read whichever language best applies to you. It's in many. Number 39 again. Legal stuff, legal stuff, legal stuff. Disney, Hasbro barcode, legal stuff, more legal stuff. Hanger tab up top, no window, nothing really to write home about. Has kind of a neat backdrop going on too. I see that most of these have little backdrops. Just kind of generic planets, very, very generic, but very cool. Also, it's just a little more interesting than just the gray backdrop. I do like that it matches the stripes. So yeah, very standard packaging stuff. I open my toys because I'm not a loser. So let's do that and get into what this guy is all about. Alrighty, here's the brand new Mandalorian Privateer out of the packaging. As always, we'll start by taking a look at the, at this point, very familiar accessories. He comes with the pistol that all these Mandos seem to come with. It is just the, the Mandalorian pistol. It has a name that I'm totally blanking on. Someone in the comments will surely get it. It's very dark gray plastic. Has a little bit of gunmetal silver on the handle, just to give it a touch of contrast, but it's very similar shades. Looks really good. We've seen this a million times. It has a working hip holster, which holds it very well. It's not going anywhere. Something that I've noted on these male Mandos, because there's a kit bash and we'll go through the list, but the hands actually come from like straight up just Din Djarin right in the beginning, which is fine, but his hand is made for that revolver looking gun that he carries, and it makes it to where the gun is always pointed down in his hand a little bit, and you can use that vertical hinge to bring it up straight, but then it looks like his hand is like this, and you kind of want it to look a little more natural. I kind of wish that they would maybe do some dedicated hands just to mix in with this, if you're going to keep doing rando Mandos, I think it'd be a good call. But also we're very far up the river and don't have that paddle yet, so it might not be coming. But he has a working holster and he can carry the blaster well enough. The other solution would be quit giving us just pistols. I wouldn't mind if they threw in something like this two-handed, kind of like Bosk's gun that the Death Watch Mando came in. Even if we don't see this guy using it, I mean, it's a rerun of an existing mold. But I digress. It's not the end of the world. His jetpack is in a dark gray plastic with dark bluish gray punch-ins and then silver on the missile and the rocket tips. Of course, the missile on ports. And then the rocket tips can take blast effects that they've never, ever given us again ever since Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. We probably ought to start getting those, too. Or maybe some sort of pack that you can only buy on Pulse or something where you can buy 3 sets of flame effects for $5 or something. It'd be nice just to be able to get a few of those, instead of just having to choose which one of my Mandos is flying today. As you see, he has the round and 2 rectangular holes in the back. When you peg it in nice and secure, it goes through the rubber overlay on the torso, spoiler alert, and it keeps it from being able to pivot, holds it very straight up and nice. And it looks good. So, looking at our rando Mando here, I will say he looks really nice. Starting up at the head sculpt, you have a touch of bleed on the a little bit of the blue plastic seeping where the silver paint app got skewed a little to the side. That's not ideal, but we'll get over it, I suppose. It's not the end of the world. I can always come in with a silver paint pen too, maybe, and try and fix that. But yeah, that's an upsetting QC issue. But Mando paint QC issues aren't news for me. I mean, look at my Bo-Katan there. Honestly, probably ought to pick up a new one. But it is a very, very good head sculpt. It is actually the same head sculpt that the Death Watch Mando came with. So something neat about that is if you look underneath, it has a molded in chin, but the rest of it's like completely fused together. It's not glued like how sometimes you get a blank head under there. It's just a solid head with a molded in chin line. So that's neat. But I mean, it looks like a Mandalorian helmet. The white stripe goes around, has a little scuffing around. It just makes it look a little weathered. That's kind of the only white on him. It stands out a bit, but it's neat. I also like the little vertical with the lines there and then the little red tick. It's a unique helmet design. His armor, otherwise, is a mix of lighter blue that's really close to the shades they use for Casca Reeves, and then there's some darker blue, like on the abs and the thighs, and that is more reminiscent to our new Night Owl Mandalorian. So he's a bit of an amalgamation of our shades of blue, a little bit of gunmetal on the chest diamond there, little bits of silver scuffs here and there. I like the ones on this gauntlet in particular. But looking around him, I don't want to say he's boring, but he's a touch generic, I gotta say. A little bit of gunmetal above the plates there, and then the nice kind of brown leathers on the boots are actually done really, really well. This is nothing new here. Well, there's one new part. So, as I said, the head is from the Death Watch Mando. The thigh armor and the knee pads probably are from the Death Watch Mando as well. The chest overlay, shoulder pads, and forearms come from the Fleet Commander, and then so do from the knees down. So it is a mix of these two, basically, which is not a bad thing. It accomplishes the look, and when people get upset about reuse, I think this is smart reuse. When you're going to reuse something for a generic background character, like on the show, what's happening is they have made molds of boy armor and girl armor, and they just run the mold, a bunch of times. And all the extras are given their kits. I mean, it's the same thing, from person to person, so why shouldn't it be the same pieces from Hasbro? I've got no gripes there. But with that said, we'll run through the articulation very quickly, because you have seen this before. It features a double ball neck, allowing you to look that far up. That far down, you get a bunch of side-to-side, like really crazy side-to-side, and pivot. He has a articulating rangefinder, which is nice. He can go up to a T-pose where there's a deep butterfly joint in there. 360 at the shoulder. The shoulder pad is on a ring that can go with it. It's just kind of rubbery, so it gets hung up. You kind of have to carry it with it if you're going to actually do that. Single jointed elbows go 290 and swivel with a gauntlet cuff, a 360 at the wrist. Left hinges in and out. Right hinges up and down. Mid-dorsal ball joint allows him to crunch that far forward, which ain't a ton. Decent amount back. Some side-to-side pivot and some twist. Mine's very clicky. I don't know if I like that or not. Legs kick out to a full splits. You see the hip holster slides down. And I meant to mention, when I was showing you the parts, the belt is new. This belt I've not seen in anyone else. So that's a good look. The knees are single jointed and then swivel at the knee. And then there's thigh swivel. I might have skipped that. Might not. So I might have doubled up there. And then the feet can point straight down. Pretty decently far forward. And there's a forward-facing pin for a rocker. And we'll get him to stand up here like so. And I hope you're not a blue Mando hater, because here's a blue Mando. And a blue Mando. And a blue Mando. And a blue Mando. And a blue Mando. Man. Blue Mandoception. They're taking each other out. There we go. And a blue man. So yeah, we got all sorts of nonsense going on here. But yeah, all in all, I'll drag you back just a little bit, get everyone in frame. All in all, they scale nice. They're all more or less ballpark in similar heights, at least with the other male Mandos. I feel that is fitting. The females are shorter. I also feel that's fitting. And I don't know. I'm not a hater of the whole blue Mando thing. I'm not gonna knock it. I think a lot of the Mandalorians are blue. I think that even though blue is the common hue, there is a ton of variety. Like, they don't look the same. And yeah, just all in all, I don't have anything to say negatively. I know that people were kind of upset when these two got announced back to back, but, you know, they got similar decos, are obviously, you know, similarly affiliated, and that same color scheme. I don't know. Maybe they're lovers. You know, when a blue Mando loves a blue Mando, that's where blue Mandos come from. So, at the end of the day, what do I think of the Mandalorian privateer? I think he's a cool figure. Look, I'm not knocking these blue Mandos. I have had a lot of fun picking them up. I am happy to have them. I think that they really complement your main blue Mandos, being Bo-Katan, Casca, Rezax, Woes. I think they look a lot better with a little pack of homies behind them, you know, charging into battle. They are just great set pieces. I don't get what the dislike of blue Mandos is. There was a time back when 375 was the only line where, man, getting a Mando other than Boba Fett or Jango Fett was like super duper freaking rare. And people would freak out, and they were like, you know, $200, $300 375 figures. I'm thinking the Republic aligned Mandalorian 5-pack, or, you know, comic book 2-packs of Mandalorians. You know, like, they used to be super, super desirable. So I don't really get what the hate has become. They're a cool action figure. I love that I have a shelf with like 30 different Mandalorians on it. I think it's super cool. It is still a small part of the collection, you know, in the grand scheme of things. And I don't think that we're being flooded just because we're getting like 3 of these guys a year. It's not a bad thing. But he looks really cool. Of course, this base body, which they are just slapping random parts on to make different combinations, is a really good base body. So as far as just the quality of an action figure that you're getting, I think you're doing really good. I think this is the kind of thing that you want to see exclusive to Target. Things like Dual Zen Darth Vader, you know, was cool, but, you know, it would have sold in mainline. And some of the Kenobi outfit variants would have sold in mainline. And there's nothing wrong with them going to Target. But these kind of random repaint, no-name guys, at the end of the day, yeah, they are perfectly adequately, you know, made for being store exclusives. It's just kind of a random repaint that if you don't buy it, your collection isn't missing anything, and if you do, you've added something cool. So go pick it up. It's available in Targets right now. It should be available for order, or just go pick it up. It seems like pretty much all local stores got it. You could go on the app and it'll tell you if your local store has it, and if so, like how many are there. So it can give you confidence. You know, if it says they've got like 3 or 4, then you know, like, hey, yeah, there's a bunch, and it's worth taking a little drive. But I think he's a good addition. So go pick him up. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, you should leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that end of video stuff. Comment about how much you love the super duper cool new table, and I will see you on the next one. Until then, may the force be with each and every one of you, and goodbye.